Hey, what's up, guys? David Duford here at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become top producing insurance professionals. So today is part 2 of my 5-part series on my recent car buying experience that did not turn out the way that I intended it to. So the last video kind of opened up what happened and gave you the first problem my car salesperson did, which is he didn't pre-qualify. So check that out if you haven't already. The second problem that really stuck out with me is that the car salesperson insulted my trade-in. Now look, I'm on Facebook, I've been on YouTube, I've seen these horror shows of a trade-in where there's like maggots and cockroaches crawling around the seats and the feet panels, and it's just disgusting. You know, they would have to pay you money to take the car. I get it, okay? I can understand trade-ins can be pretty disgusting. But my van in this case, was not like this. And I also understand if I were in the position of making a trade and selling a new vehicle, that this is kind of one of those things where a car represents more than just a vehicle for most people. It usually represents something, a reflection of the person's self-image. And you've got to be very careful in how you describe the van or the vehicle, and make sure that you describe it in ways that you're not going to offend your potential client, because people will get pissed, like I sort of did. I didn't get too upset. But you talk to the wrong person like that, who is very sensitive, you may lose a sale because you decided to describe something in a very negative way. So here's how it happened. So I looked at a van. We were going to trade in my old van for my new van. And the sales rep brought back an offer on paper for the van. And based on what I saw the Kelley Blue Book say, whether or not it's accurate or not, doesn't matter, I'm negotiating. I said, look, that's too low. I have a low mileage van. It's in perfect operational shape. Yeah, there's a couple of scuffs and stuff that you could probably take out on the side and the back, but beyond that, it's perfect. It's going to flip in the next couple of days. These vans go fast. Most vans have 180, 200 plus thousand miles. And the funny thing is the guy, this is another, I won't make a video about this, but he admitted this to me in the preliminary test drive, which you never should have. But what he said is like, look, dude, you've seen your car. Have you seen the outside of the body? Like, he kind of gave me this like, you got to be kidding me. Have you looked at how shitty your car is and how garbage it is? Like I was like, taken aback. I was like, you're telling me, I mean, I know it was salesmanship, attempted salesmanship, but to a consumer who has somebody who says like, kind of looks at him like, dude, are you crazy? Your car is junk, which is essentially the insinuation. It's very insulting. It was a way to try to sell the lowball trade-in offer in a way that was, to me, deleterious to actually winning the deal in some circumstances. Now, just kind of going through my mind about what I would say instead is that, look, if you're car salespeople out there and you're going to take in a trade-in, you got to think about the words that you're using to describe the trade-in. I would say, hey, look, the reason we're making an offer at XYZ is because this vehicle we think is going to take so much in return. And you've got to be specific with what you're saying. You can't just say, oh, it's going to take $5,000 to buff out cracks of paint. You got to be able to qualify this to some extent and keep a level of sincerity, because at the offer table, it's very tenuous. If you start making insinuations that you have a crappy vehicle, it says that I'm a crappy person, and you're blowing the deal up unnecessarily with certain groups of people. So you got to make sure what you say is well worded, and is that you're being honest. You could always start off a phrase saying something like, hey, look, please don't take this the wrong way, but this is why we're offering $13,000. We think that this, and this is going to cost an additional so-and-so. Make it sound believable. Don't say, if we just took this, it would sell for $9,000 and didn't do anything for it. Yeah, right. Make it sound believable. And retain the trust that you have in the words that you select. And this is kind of how sales goes anyway. We have to be thoughtful to how we say things and what we talk about. That's why traditionally, and I think this is still true for the most part, you don't want to talk about religion or politics. Because if you get somebody who's politically on the opposite side of the realm as you are, and you start saying something positive about somebody, you might be in a position of losing a deal because that person hates that politician or whatever. It's not a good thing to do. Stick to business and learn how to say things in a way that will convey the challenge, the obstacle, but not ruffle feathers, not insult your prospect. Because remember, at the end of the day, they may walk away and then tell everybody about how much of a dick you were. You don't want that stuff to happen when you're selling. It's high pressure anyway. And so take consideration for what specifically you're saying. I would get very good at scripted on how to get into the conversation about trade-in and what it's really worth versus what Kelley Blue Book says, and being able to explain what you're going to do. My name is David Duford, and if you're interested to learn how to sell life insurance, like final expense, mortgage protection, and annuity sales, check out my YouTube page. Is really the best place to start. I got tons of content that describe how lucrative these business models are, how you can have a lifestyle-oriented business and make a six-figure income. You can also check out my website at davidduford.com. There you'll find all sorts of information about how my agency nationwide program works, whether you're brand new or experienced, and appreciate coaching and good sales and marketing systems to back you up and help you with success. Check that out over there. And if you like this video, please make sure to comment below. Would love to hear your comments. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.